Okay, let's unpack this. Think about those conversations you have maybe every Thursday or Friday.
Hmm.
Someone asks you about your weekend plans. It seems like, the most straightforward chat you can have in English, right?
You'd think so, but actually, it's one of those areas where the grammar is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. So it's not just simple small talk then.
Not at all. The sources we looked at today, they really show that this simple conversation is, well, it's packed with linguistic signals.
Signals about what?
About certainty, mainly. We shift our verbs, use specific little words, all depending on how definite that plan actually is. It's like a hidden code.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then.
Right.
We want you, listening, to become like a code breaker for weekend plans.
Exactly. To instantly hear if your friend's plan is, 100% locked in or if they're kind of just thinking out loud.
Decoding the shortcuts to certainty. I like that.
And it starts right at the beginning, like how the question is even asked. That first line sets the tone.
Right. Because you're not always asking the same thing, even if the words seem similar. You found three main ways people ask.
Yeah, basically three common phrasings. And the difference is pretty important. The most relaxed, casual one is just, what are you up to this weekend?
Okay. That sounds pretty standard, like just making conversation.
It is. It's inviting. The answer could be anything, a big trip or just sleeping in. It doesn't put any pressure on.
But then there's the next one, which feels different. Do you have anything planned for Saturday?
Uh-huh. That one's much more direct, more focused.
It feels like you're not just shooting the breeze anymore. You're actually checking their availability.
Precisely. It's like peering into their calendar to see if there's a big busy block marked off. You're checking for a prior commitment.
And the sources said this can even feel a bit nosy if you're not close.
Yeah, potentially a little pushy because it implies you need to know. Maybe you want to invite them somewhere, or maybe you're warning them you're busy. It raises the stakes a bit.
Okay, and the third one. Are you doing anything fun on Sunday? That one definitely feels loaded.
Totally loaded. It's explicitly asking for something exciting or positive.
Right. Like you can't really answer that with, oh, I'm planning to finally tackle that pile of ironing.
Exactly. You've kind of failed the prompt if you do that. It steers the conversation towards high energy, enjoyable stuff, not just, life admin.
Huh. So just paying attention to how the question is phrased tells you a lot about what the asker is really looking for.
It really does. Are they just being friendly? Are they checking your schedule? Or are they fishing for exciting news? It's all there.
Okay, fascinating. So that's the asking part. Now let's flip it. How do we talk about our own plans, especially when they're definite?
Right. Let's talk about expressing certainty.
This is where it gets really interesting, I think, and maybe a bit confusing for learners. When a plan is absolutely confirmed, you've bought the ticket, made the reservation.
You use a specific tense, and it might seem weird because it's a tense we usually associate with right now.
The present continuous.
Exactly. The I am plus verbing form. Like, I am meeting Sarah for coffee tomorrow.
Even though tomorrow is the future.
Right. But using I am meeting signals something different than, say, I will meet or I plan to meet.
What's the difference then? What's it signaling?
It signals arrangement and commitment. When we use present continuous for the future, it implies that steps have been taken. Resources like time, maybe money, have already been allocated. It's not just an idea, it's logged in the schedule.
Ah, okay. So it's like the verbal equivalent of putting down a deposit.
That's a great way to put it. It shows high certainty. If I say, I will see the new sci-fi movie tomorrow, it sounds like an intention. Maybe I'll change my mind.
But if you say, I am seeing the new sci-fi movie tomorrow afternoon.
You basically know I've checked the times, probably bought the ticket online, told my cat sitter. It's happening.
Right. Or like, we are driving up to the mountains on Saturday morning. That sounds like the car's probably half packed already.
Exactly. The plan is in motion. And notice, it works even if the plan wasn't your idea, but you have to go.
Like, my sister is hosting a big dinner party, so I am going. That am going means it's non-negotiable. You're locked in.
Precisely. That non-negotiability is the key thing for you, the listener, to catch. When you hear that present continuous for a future plan, I'm doing, she's visiting, we're eating, you know it's almost 100% confirmed.
So basically, don't try and suggest something else for that time slot.
Probably not wise, no. The door in that time is pretty much shut.
Okay, so present continuous equals unavailable, signed in blood. Got it.
Huh, pretty much.
But what about when things aren't set in stone, when you need that wiggle room, that escape hatch?
Ah, yes, the language of flexibility. This is where we shift gears grammatically.
We bring in the modals.
Exactly. We use words like might, may, and could. These are the magic words that signal options open. Certainty takes a nosedive here.
So using might instead of am doing.
Mm.
What's that like the underlying message there?
Well, the message is often, this is just an idea I'm floating, or I haven't fully committed yet. If I say, I might go to the farmer's market.
You haven't put your shoes on yet.
Right, whereas if I said, I am going, you picture me already out the door with my reusable bag. Might keeps it purely in the realm of possibility.
It can be a bit more complex too, can it? Sometimes people use might and then immediately sort of backtrack.
Oh yeah, definitely. The classic example, I might try to finally clean out the garage.
But honestly, I probably won't. I hear that kind of thing all the time. Why do we do that? Suggest it and then cancel it in the same breath.
It's often about managing expectations, yours and theirs. You float a responsible idea, maybe feel a little guilty about not planning to do it, but signal very low certainty and, frankly, low enthusiasm.
So if someone says that, they're not really looking for you to hold them accountable for the garage cleaning.
Definitely not. They're probably hoping you suggest pizza instead. It keeps the door wide open for something more fun or just easier.
Makes sense. And what about plans that depend on something else?
That's often where may or might come in, usually paired with an if. Like, I may go check out that new cafe downtown if the weather holds up.
That if is the big clue there.
It's the red flag for uncertainty. The plan depends entirely on something external. The weather, how tired they feel. If their friend is free, it's fragile.
And could. When does that pop up?
Could is often used when you're actively weighing up two or more options. It signals indecision.
Like, we could go hiking, or we could just stay in and watch TV. We haven't decided yet.
Exactly. It lays the options out. The speaker is basically saying, here are the possibilities, maybe you have an opinion, or just acknowledging the choice is still up in the air. It signals maximum flexibility.
Okay, so might, may, could, these are your signals for definitely not confirmed, looking for suggestions maybe, don't book anything based on this.
Precisely. They are the language of potential, of options, the complete opposite of that definite present continuous.
Right. It's potential versus logistics.
That's a good way to think about it.
Okay, let's shift one more time. What about the plan to have no plan? The glorious art of doing nothing.
Ah, yes. Equally important. And interestingly, we often talk about doing nothing with quite specific intentional language.
It's not just saying I'm doing nothing. We have phrases for it.
We do. We talk about having a low-key weekend at home.
Which means like simple, relaxed, no pressure.
Exactly. Or saying, I just need to recharge after this busy week. That tells you about their state of mind needing recovery.
And grammatically, how do we express this commitment to non-commitment?
It's interesting. We often use structures that still signal intention, even if the activity is rest. Phrases like, I'm going to take it easy, or I am planning on doing absolutely nothing exciting.
So we're using going to or planning to constructions that show a decision has been made, even if the decision is rest.
Right. It's less rigid than the present continuous I am doing, but it's much firmer than just I might rest. It shows the decision to relax is firm, even if the specific activities are vague, like napping or reading.
You're committing to the rest itself.
Yes, and the tone here is crucial, isn't it?
Oh, totally. When someone says, I'm just going to take it easy, they usually sound relieved, happy, almost.
Exactly. They shouldn't sound bored or disappointed. The language signals a positive choice for a low-energy schedule, often as a welcome contrast to a busy life. The lack of excitement is the point.
So, okay, we've covered a lot. Asking the question sets the stage.
Checking availability versus just chatting.
Then using present continuous, I am doing, signals that plan is basically non-negotiable, locked in.
Right. High certainty, commitment made.
Using modals might, may, could, throws the door open to flexibility, possibility, maybe even wishful thinking.
Low certainty, options open, definitely not confirmed.
And even deciding to do nothing uses intentional language, often signaling a firm commitment to rest.
Yeah, using going to or planning to show the decision is made.
So the big takeaway for you listening is, it's all in the grammar, isn't it? Those small shifts in verbs tell you everything about how certain a plan is.
That's the core lesson. Listen for how people talk about their plans, not just what the plans are. Is it I am doing or I might do? That tells you the real story.
Knowing that difference is a real shortcut, isn't it? To understanding what's actually going on in these everyday chats.
It really is. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
What's that?
Well, if the grammar we choose reveals so much about our attitude certainty with I am, flexibility with might, even firm commitment to relaxing,
Hmm.
does the language we use actually shape how we feel about our free time? Is the person who locks in a low-key weekend with definite grammar happier or more rested than the person always hedging with modals?
Huh. How much does our language dictate our relationship with planning versus spontaneity?
Exactly. Something to mull over, perhaps, as you figure out what you're up to next weekend, or maybe what you might be up to.